I don't know, because I need to start streaming more fighting games. I need to start practicing because Frosty's is coming, dude. And I told myself, and I told in many shorts that I, you know, hold myself back and complain about it and make all these sad posts. I want to say sad posts, but like, it's my fault and I could have trained better. Exactly. It's like all that training is on me. So I really got to put in the work. And I don't know why. I have this problem. I really have this problem, right? I have an idea. Like, I know I'm going off track. I have an idea, chat room. Like, in my head, like, I have an idea. Here's a plan A, plan B, plan C. Do this, do this, do this. Okay, prepare yourself and all that shit. I can envision it. Problem is, I don't act upon it, which in the end fucks me over and holds me back, if that makes sense, chat. So, with that being said, I feel like I really do hold myself back. I'm like my own greatest enemy. Like, I talk about like, oh, I want to go pro in fighting games or in like MOBAs or like in first-person shooters, whatever that may be. I want to go pro in whatever game and then stream and all that shit. But like, I don't put the effort in, like, compared to a lot of people. And then like, I get into this weird cesspool of despair. I'm like, oh man, everyone's better than me because they have all this equipment and they're more intelligent. Like, in the end, I have to learn how to do OBS. I have to learn how to be more like skillful in my computer and shit, and do all that, and like learn how to expand my streaming, my content, and all that good stuff. Again, I know it's a lot. But it's, in the end, it's all me. It's all me. Like, if I want to change anything, do anything in my life, improve my streams again, I have to do that. I have to make that change. The only person holding myself back is myself, sadly enough. And it's a hard reality, a hard truth to understand. And that's some real shit, chat room. That's some real shit. And people are like, oh yeah, man, it's all true, man. It's all true. Yeah, you telling that. I don't want to hear that. I know. My life could be better. My content can be better, but like, I have to put the effort in. And sometimes it is luck. It's based by luck, but hard work does pay off. Ironically. So, yeah, man, it's just one of those things I think about a lot, and it bothers me. It eats me alive. It haunts me. It really do. It really, really does. Like, and I also talk about how, like, work. Like, if I didn't have to work, I would be doing all these things. Like, I'll put my 100% focus on my content, on streaming more, longer hours, and then making more YouTube videos, and really learn how to edit, like, all that shit. Because I want to do cool shit too. Like, I want to do cool shit, but my own way. I don't want to be streaming on my console forever, because it doesn't get me on nowhere. I gotta stream on my PC. And I want to, create stories and all that shit, and have my own plays, and, talk at normal volume because I'm whispering because people are asleep. I don't want to be whispering my whole life. I'm a very expressive person, and I like talking about stories and making jokes and all that shit, and having Easter eggs and shit. Like, again, like, if you guys watch old streams when I was in the apartments, you guys will know that I'm a very expressive person. I'm very loud. Not obnoxious loud, but I'm loud and shit. And I want to do that. I want to do that and, like, be talking about my thoughts and talking about, like, what's going through my mind. Like, in video games, when I'm like, what am I thinking and shit. And host tournaments and, all that shit. And a bunch of other things. Like, I have so many ideas. Creative ideas. Again, I am being a depressed cesspool of despair and blaming everything, like, oh, I know it's my fault, like, woe is me. But it gets tiring. It's very stupid and very tiring, and it's annoying. It's annoying shit. Like, playing the same broken record over and over and over and over, and doing what? Instead of doing that, I could, or anyone could be making a change for themselves. Little baby steps, working towards that. And I don't do that. And it's my fault. I know it's my fault. But again, see what I'm doing? Like, I know it's my fault. BoJack Horseman, that animated series and shit. I watched that series, and it reminded me so much about myself. I'm like, I was so fucking pissed off, but not like angry. Like, I'm more annoyed because like I told myself I never want to be like that person, but in the end, I am becoming that person. It's like, I'm sorry, man. It's all my fault. Stop being a little bitch. That's when I look at myself in the mirror. I'm like, oh my god, I'm being a little bitch about everything. But secretly, and shit, it's weird. My life could be better. I can make my life better. And I don't like regurgitating or recycling the same fucking sad boy story or whatever the fuck. Like, woe is me, boy who cried wolf type of shit. Stop being a little bitch. Pick up your pants and your slacks, carry them by the bootstraps, and handle that ass. Harness that ass. Get that shit done, man. Like, fucking get that shit done. Work at it. Work at that fucking shit. Stop bitching about it. Do something about it. And I don't know, man. I don't know why I'm afraid. I really don't know why I'm afraid about it. I ask myself every time, and I think about it, like, why don't I do it? Like, why can't I make that extra step? I see it. It's right there. But why don't I want to take that step and shit? Why do I want to be so comfortable in this little part of me and shit? Why do I want to be comfortable in all that shit? It's not getting me nowhere. Like, if we're being honest, it's not getting me nowhere. But I love streaming. I love creating content. I like making music. I love fighting games. I want to compete in fighting games more, instead of like holding myself back. Because I know I hold myself back. It's like one of the, again, reverting what I was saying. I'm saying the same shit over and over, and I'm just like walking in this big circle, like a ruse. It was a one big ruse and shit, and it's stupid. Like, I want more viewers, and more subscribers and all that shit. But like, at the same time, how can I provide for a bigger audience if I can't even provide my content to be better? If that makes sense. And don't get me wrong, like, I'm doing this, like, I stream and make videos because I want to, and I love it. I like it. It's fun. If I didn't like it, I wouldn't be doing it in the first place. Like, that's one of the big things. Like, if I'm not, I only do something because I like it, and all that shit. And if money comes, that's awesome. That'd be great. But I'm only doing it because I like it. I like showing you guys, like, yeah, this is what I like, and oh, this is what we can do. Like, these are other story games. I'm like, oh, Chad, did you fucking see that? Oh my fucking god. And then, excuse me, and then tell stories, make you guys laugh, make myself laugh, and then just making more content and play games and shit. That's what I want to do. I mean, that's not my ultimate life goal, but like, and then have a house. That'd be pretty sweet. And have a podcast, like, because there is this one thing. If you guys know anything about that pineapple emote that I have, it's Captain Malik. It's a pineapple emote. But yeah, like, him and I talked about this like 3 years ago or 2 years ago. I want to say 3 or 4 years ago. Anyway, we were at an acquaintance's house, like a winter party and shit. And this is when I was like really, really insecure about myself, and really like servitude and shit, like hard service and like stepping on eggshells type of shit. Anyway, like I was like, yeah. Like, I follow people a lot, but like I did it very quietly, and I was upset about myself. Anyway, point being, when everyone was like, all the other acquaintances at that place were eating food and shit, and I made my food, and it was guacamole with like salsa and shit, and I made it from scratch. But like, again, none of the other acquaintances liked it except for Captain Malik. Captain Malik, when I told him, like, yeah, you want some? And he ate it. He was the only fucking person who ate my food that I made. again, this was a time, like a very depressing time, like a very bad time for me in my life. Like, I hate that timeline. But, you know, it happened. Anyway, Captain Malik, he ate my guacamole salsa that I made. And, you know, that made me happy. That made me happy. At least someone tried it. Someone tried it. And I think about that moment very, very much. Like, a lot. Because I bring it to my streaming and my content making and YouTube. Because, like, yeah, I'm not going to be the most famous streamer. I'm not going to be the most famous content creator whatsoever. Like, some people just say the most stupidest shit or do the stupidest things for the wrong reasons. Or, like, you know, become really bad people. Like, for instance, there's this going a little off topic. Like, there's this guy. I'm not gonna FGC guy, old dude who I'm not gonna say his name because I don't believe he deserves recognition whatsoever. He's an idiot, in my opinion. He's a Dawson player, but he scammed like another person in the FGC. If you guys don't know what FGC means fighting game community. Anyway, so there's this guy. He ordered like this other guy, the idiot. Like, hey, can you help me build a PC? So he gave money, but gave him a really shit PC. Scammed the fuck out of him. So, like, scammed him with like $1,000, $2,000 or some shit. And the guy who got scammed, he brought it up on Twitter. He talked about it, blah, blah, blah. And then everyone started getting on him. And then some people were, like, defending the other guy who scammed him. We're like, oh no, he's never like that. He's actually a cool OG and shit. Blah blah blah. And then years later, they brought us to court. He didn't pay the guy for the scam, and then the court had to get involved. And then the guy who scammed him started making excuses like, oh, I have a kid on the way. I don't have enough money. Blah blah blah. No, I don't want to be those type of people. I want to, you know, be better, but in my own way. Anyway, the reason why I brought that up is because there's a lot of people who, even though you meet them, they're not who they are. I understand that. I know life is full of bad apples, but there's some good apples, okay? That's just how life is. Anyway, point being, the reason why I bring up that, and the reason why I bring up Captain Malik when he ate my food that I brought for that Windsor party, is because I know I could improve upon it. I know I can do something about it. I have a choice. You know, make your choice. Do you want to do something about it, or do you want to be a bitch about it? Same shit. And bringing it back, wrapping it all up, I don't understand why I don't take that step for change. I really don't. I guess I'm just too comfortable. And one of my friends, Haku Sonata, if you ever check them out, Payton-Esque albums, like, I highly recommend go check them out. Payton-Esque 1 and 2 with Lucier, I think that's his name, one of the rappers. Anyway, yeah, Haku, I know Haku Sonata, I know Haku for a very long time. Great dude, very talented guy, super, super funny dude. I love the guy. Guy is awesome. Fucking, I love traveling with him. Anyway, I remember one time we were in the hotel for a major, and we were just talking briefly, and I was just chilling, eating some food, and then watching some videos and shit. And then he was telling me, like, he was telling me, don't get too comfortable if you want to do something about your life. Don't get too comfortable in the same area. You know, try to change something, improve yourself. Like, don't get too comfortable, because that's how you stunt your own growth as a human for your life, and that's how you stunt yourself from living life, if that makes sense. So yeah, I thought about that a lot. Like, I thought about that very much, and you know, like, I don't talk about these things because, you know, these are personal things, and these are people I don't want to involve, because it's, you know, it's their life. Like, I don't want to involve them and then have someone be like, oh, me, and then I'm like, I'm sorry, blah blah blah, I didn't mean to bring you up in this one story, not in a bad way, but just like an example, like with Haku and Captain Malik, Captain Pineapple. but yeah, like these are lessons that I learned throughout my life, and people I think about because they told me things, advice that's very true and such.